What's good with fam? So this how we gonna start it. Shout out to Breaking Free from Narcissism for this one right here. Um, what did Pope Julius II decree in 1512? In 1512. Okay, so that was quite a while ago. Spanish law of Burgos gives right to Spanish land grantees, that's somebody that you basically let get the land, you granted them the land to make slaves of Indians on granted lands under the encomienda system. Okay, so this is them. They then took over. Now they gonna make slaves of the people that's on the land already. You know what I'm saying? The land that they was granted. Bartolome de las Casas becomes missionary. Missionary, we know what those are. To Indians of Cuba. So that's the religion they brought. You know what they brought? They brought Christianity over here, you know? And he writes, track defending Indians against Spanish misrule. Okay? So they came over, they brought you Christianity, and then they started misruling. The people that you supposed to have been trusting, I guess, after they conquered you. I don't see how you could trust these people. All you could be was slaves to them, right? All right. Pope Julius II decreed the Indians are descendants from Adam and Eve. So they knew something. They already knew. Pope Julius. Now think about it. That's a letter J right there, right? So we know the Spanish came with that letter J, which also looks like a hook. You know what I mean? You know, that Captain Hook came over here on the boat, didn't he? But hold on. I'm messing that word up. I know I am. But what should stand out to you is income. That's the root word. That's what I see anyway. All right. The encomienda was a Spanish labor system that rewarded conquerors with the labor of conquered non-Christian people. So the people of the land that you just stole, now you getting ruled by Christians. They pushing their stuff on you, and you got to take it, right? Because they was rewarded the land. They was granted this land. The laborers, in theory, were provided with benefits by the conquerors for who they labored, including military protection and education. Now, come on now. Military protection is BS because they just conquered your land. So now they're going to protect it from anybody else that come try to take it. If you try to take it back over, what you think they're going to do? Right? The laborers, in theory, it's a theory. It's a theory, of course. We can all come up with theories all day, of course. Protection and education, because you got to educate these people. You just took them over, so now you need to teach them the ways that you want them to learn. You got to keep them as laborers. You need these people too, because you can't plant stuff for yourself. You don't know nothing about this land you own. You just came and conquered a land you know nothing of, looking for gold, and realized you couldn't eat the gold. Right? So this is what they was doing back then. Now this is the king and queen of America at one point. That's the king and the queen in America. You see them feathers? Shout out to 432 Drop for that one. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 432 Drop that showed this one. But yeah, that's what the people look like. The copper colored people. That's why they always say copper colored people, man. I ain't seen no copper colored Asians. I'm just saying. Now, with that being said, can you see why they kind of treat us like we ain't worth a damn? Now you see why we at the bottom of the barrel? Yeah. So we nothing but basically like cargo to them. We throw away stuff, we throw away items, you know? Cargo, goods carried on a ship, aircraft, or motor vehicle. That's basically what they looking at us as, you know what I'm saying? Even though we here, but even as the babies are being born and everything, the whole birthing process is kind of weird, right? Because of the terminology, you know what I'm saying? Because it all starts with the semen, semen, and then You know, the semen go in there and then the baby happen, right? And after the cargo was developed, the water break, go down the birth canal, the canal, onto the dock tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all crazy, man. These people worded it perfect on purpose, man, because this is a witch language we speaking. Like, we be thinking we saying curse words. No, it's real curses in these words, man. The stuff when we saying damn or something, we think that that's a curse word. No. It's other stuff that we say all day. You know what I'm saying? We wake up saying the shit. Like, we say good morning for one. You know, morning is for the dead. But the system that they brought you and you entered their schools and started working for them and everything, you know, you bought property or you had property. The way that they got a lot of Indians off the land was bringing up this thing called taxes. They started to tax you. Taxing means you don't even own anything. If you can tax me on my land, I don't own it, right? So if you get behind on paying your property taxes or don't pay them at all, the local government can take your house and sell it to recoup the tax debt you owe them. So you don't own it. If you got to worry about that, that means you don't own it. You still got to work and make money somehow just to pay the property tax. You see what I'm saying? I guess they figured when the people came and they were ditching servants and they worked their 5 to 7 years, got their land and stuff, they had to figure out what can we do to keep these people working, because we don't want them just living their best life on their little property now. So they had to come up with taxes. So you still get your pockets reached into all day. On your land, you know, your house, all these things. You remember when your baby was born, you signed them straight over to them. You signed your baby over to the government. We all did. Not even knowing. Not even knowing. Meaning you don't own your kid at this point. You just taking care of them. You teaching them and stuff. You teach them what you can, but you know, they put school in place to do that for you, of course, because they got to indoctrinate them to make them low-level thinkers, you know, just the workers that they need, you know. But you can't own, you don't own your own kid. You don't own your own kid. If you whoop your baby, man, and your kid call them, they'll come take your kid. And what you gonna do? See, it was a time where if somebody tried to take your kid, you'll kill them. I mean, you would go out. You're not just gonna take somebody's kid. Nowadays, everybody's scared. You know what I'm saying? They can just come to your house right now, knock on the door, and grab your baby, and you can't say a word. It's messed up. You get your birth certificate, you know what I'm saying? Then you get your social security number, which is you getting traded. Well, you actually bonds, and you just don't know it. They're selling your bonds, and you could be worth a lot of money. You wouldn't know it, but your social security number is like the routing number, and then the number on the back of your social security number is the other number that you need. You know what I'm saying? And if you go look for it, you might actually could find it and find a channel that shows you how to do it and go about looking at your bonds. I used to be able to do it, but I forgot. This was years ago. But you can see on the Social Security, you see those two pillars? You see them two pillars right there? Yeah, the Masons got a lot to do with everything, don't they? They got a lot to do with everything, don't they? And another crazy thing that you think is America, South America, Canada, one thing, right? But you got people that came in and split it up. They carved it up into sections so they can put presidents and stuff in there and have people run their company, because they made this all into a business. This is just a big shopping mall, basically, we living in. Everybody got their little branch. That's why different states got different rules. You can't take a gun from one state to the next state. You see what I'm saying? Different rules in each state. So the border wall, this Trump wall, man, who gives the nerve to him to do that? Like, when you think about it, no foreigner should be able to come and do something like this. If you want from here from the beginning, how are you going to put up a wall and convince people that it's the thing to do? But now you bringing in the Mexicans to take over the jobs. Now you bringing them in, right? By the dozen, by the thousands, right? but you built this wall. They say the border wall isn't working. No, it don't need to work because now they just open the gate up and come through with buses and shit of them. That's all they got to do. This wall is starting to make me think it's designed to keep us from leaving. Because we know they can come out of there and come over here easy. I'm starting to think this wall is for us. Just in case we want to just get up and walk out of this shit. Exodus. Go to the wilderness. Well, South America got a whole bunch of wilderness down up in there. Untapped stuff. So far, they saying they ain't even been all the way through South America. So if we was to go somewhere, that's probably the direction that we would have headed in. But they didn't put up a wall. I don't know. You tell me what you think.